Welcome to Birds.Bees.Bodies, a Planned Parenthood of Southeast and North Florida podcast where we break barriers, tear down stigmas, and promote open discussions on sexual and reproductive health. Get the buzz on topics from puberty to menopause, contraception to conception. No topic is off limits. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into a judgment-free zone to promote sexual wellness.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Birds, Bees, and Bodies. We are going to dive into important topics affecting our communities and provide you with the information you need to make informed decisions. I'm your host, Clara, and today we are focusing on a program that's making a real difference in the lives of teenagers and also their families. To help us explore this important topic, we have two incredible guests with us today. First, we have Brianna, the coordinator of the Time for Your Teen program. She plays a key role in shaping the program and works directly with parents, with teenagers, to ensure they have the resources they need. And we also have Emily, our behavioral health clinician. She provides expert guidance on the emotional and mental health aspects of the program. Emily also helps parents and teenagers navigate these complex topics with confidence and care. Ladies, it's not a secret that the teenage years can be challenging, right? And not only for teenagers themselves, but also for the parents. Navigating the complexities of growing up, making healthy choices, and understanding our own bodies and emotions is not an easy task. And that's why this program, I think, is really, really important and also designed to empower parents and guardians with the tools they need to support their teenagers throughout these pretty unique years. Let's start with you, Brianna. Could you start by giving us an overview of the Time for Your Teen program? What are its main goals and who is it designed to help?
Absolutely. So first, thank you for bringing attention to this topic. Parent-child communication is very, very important. And one of the things that I'm seeing is the need for parents and guardians to become the primary sex educator of their child's life, which brings us to the Time for Your Teen program. So the purpose of the Time for Your Teen program is to open up those lines of communication so that families can have those conversations about sensitive topics. Our program focuses on sexual health and related topics, but really we want the lines of communication to be open for any topic so that parents and their teen can build that connection and overcome barriers when it comes to just having conversations in general. Because as you said, teens are at a critical stage in the point of their development. And so having those conversations, having someone who is able to provide that guidance to answer questions that teens may have and give insight and advice is very important. And so Time for Your Teen helps to alleviate those conversation barriers. And the ultimate goal is for young people to be able to make those informed decisions about their bodies with their parents' influence.
What inspired this program's creation and how did you and your team identify the need for this resource?
Yeah, so great question. We know that parents are a huge influence on the life of their teen. In fact, some research studies show that teens rank their parents as a high influential person when it comes to their decision making, when it comes to the influence of their values and things of that sort. And so we also know that parents want to be able to be the number one influence on their teen's life. And so we decided to structure this program in a way that acknowledges the importance of that relationship, as well as help the parent and the teen or the trusted adult to get more comfortable having those conversations so that they can strengthen that bond and that communication piece.
Let's go straight to one of your sessions. Can you walk us through what a typical session looks like for parents and guardians who participate in this program and what can they expect? Because they might be wondering right now, what can we expect to learn and discuss during the program?
This program is ideal for teens between the ages of 13 and 19 and their parents and caregivers, or a person who is identified as their trusted adult. We do offer the program in 6 counties in our service area. So that's Alachua, Broward, Duval, Leon, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach counties. The sessions are available in English and Spanish, and we do offer multiple formats. So one format is a 6-hour workshop where parents and their teens both come together and utilize what we use as our LIFT curriculum. So linking families and teens. And so the purpose of that session is to really incorporate both the teen and their parent so that they can facilitate activities together. And while the parents are in a session, the teens are also in a session and they're learning similar content, but then they come together to apply what they learned through those activities. In addition to that, we have a format that is available for just the parents, and then one that is available for just the teens. So those are typically 4-hour workshops. Those can take place either in person or an online format. And the content is very similar, but the difference is the fact that the parents and the teens are individuals. So they don't come together during that format of the workshop.
And something very important, parents, guardians might be wondering right now, how does the program address the unique challenges that parents of teenagers face today, especially in the digital age?
So we go through multiple activities. The curriculum is structured in a way that helps them address those frequently common asked questions that parents may have and or teens may have. So the module is broken into talking about values, talking about sexuality and what that looks like, different components of sexuality, communication. How do you communicate effectively with a young person? And a lot of these tips and resources that we use are applicable in many areas, but of course we tailor them to be able to have those conversations with the young people in their life. And then we also do a crash course on sexual health where we talk about those frequent challenges and questions that parents may have as it relates to their teens' growth and development. And then lastly, we utilize role playing scenarios, values voting activities, and all sorts of other ways to help the parents and or the young people apply what they've learned throughout the workshop.
Very important as well is to talk about what parents think or express to you guys after going through the program. So, what kind of feedback do you guys receive from parents who have gone through this program? And also, are there any success stories that you can or would like to share with us?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have so many stories. Parents absolutely love this workshop. Sometimes you'll get those parents that are a little hesitant, like, oh, what are you going to teach me about my child? I know my child. I know sexual health. I did this in school. I don't need this class. And then they start engaging and learning the content and really just having the conversations and the dialogue throughout the workshop. And they start to have so much fun. They start to let their guard down and they start to see, oh wow, this was such a fun workshop. I really love the things that I've learned. I know one of the workshops that I participated in was one with both the parent and the teens, and we did a role play scenario where the parent and the teen both volunteered to participate in the role play, and the parent acted as the teen and the teen acted as the parent. And so after the role play during the debrief, the mom who was present at the time said, I had no idea that that's how you perceive me. I think the scenario was something like, what do you do if you find a condom in your child's pocket? And how would you react? And so they switched the roles to act that out. And so again, the parent was like, I had no idea that that's how you perceive me. I'm so sorry that you feel like you can't talk to me about things. And so the teen was like, I've been trying to tell you that. So I'm so glad you get to see that. So for me, that's what brings me so much joy from this program, when I see those aha moments, or when I see parents saying things like, oh my gosh, I do need to be more open. I do need to have a better communication with my teen. I need to understand things from their point of view. I need to let them have a voice in conversations. And so that is what I think really brings me the most joy from this program, and what the parents really get out of it. Just, I don't expect them to be experts in sexual health, of course, but I love the fact that they start to acknowledge that they are open to having these conversations, and they feel more comfortable and understand the importance of having these conversations.
And just to finish this first part, talking about what the program is about and all this, what steps can parents take if they want to get involved in the program or recommend it to someone else?
Another great question. The information is available on our website, ppcenflu.org. It is on our education tab. And from the education tab, you can click on time for your teen. Once you go to time for your teen, there is a form that you can complete so that one of our educators can reach out to you based on the county that you're a part of to get information about the next upcoming workshop.
Thank you so much, Brianna, for this great overview. It's clear that Time for Routine is an important resource for families, for teenagers. And now, Emily, let's bring you into this conversation because as a behavioral health clinician who provides expert guidance on the emotional and mental health aspects of this same program, uh, you help parents, also teenagers, navigate these complex topics. So, Emily, can you explain a little bit how the program integrates mental and emotional health?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, through the grant that Bree was talking about, we are fortunate enough to be able to provide a monthly support group for parents of teenagers. Again, in Alachua, Broward, Duval, Leon, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach counties, who have completed that workshop. And within the group, the parents have a chance to learn about how we can support our teens better, how we can support our teens' mental health, and learn different ways to take care of not just the teens, but also take care of yourself as a parent. Because oftentimes, as caregivers, we can forget how to take care of ourselves, and then all of that stress kind of builds up. So it's important to learn those mindfulness skills as well. So and working as a family unit, whether it's through family mindfulness schedules or communication strategies, organization, whatever the case may be, just learning how to and where to find that extra support. Because as we know, self-agency and building healthy habits, and having someone that we can turn to for some help can really be important for our well-being.
And based on your experience, what are some of the common mental health challenges that teenagers face today? And how does this program help parents recognize and address all these issues their children have?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So, especially over the last few years, we've definitely seen a rise in mental health disorders in teens like anxiety, depression, substance use, trauma, ADHD, and eating disorders. And so, this program will work to offer parents some support and how to engage their teen in those difficult conversations that they can be kind of awkward conversations, but learning how to be comfortable with that language and checking in with their teen, um, and how to find help and work together as that family unit, because sometimes it could also be a matter of I don't know where to look for these resources, and so we can offer that help.
Talking about this, how does the program help parents identify signs that their teen might need additional mental health support? And what resources are available through Planned Parenthood for this kind of situations?
Yeah, so I, as a clinician, would use my knowledge and skills as a therapist, and I've also last year completed a youth mental health first aid training, and so I would share those tips and tricks with the parents on what are the telltale signs that their teen may need more help, whether it's because of behavior changes like aggression or even withdrawal, appetite changes, sleep changes, um, a drop in their academic performance, talking about death and suicide. And so we'll cover different resources like 988. There are also various crisis text lines and hotlines like 471 471 or the Trevor Project, and different ways in which parents can schedule an appointment with a therapist, like one of our clinicians in the PP Sunfield Behavioral Health team.
Also, we were mentioning that those are years that are unique or even difficult, right? So, how does the program approach the topic of healthy relationships, both from an emotional and a behavior, from an emotional and a behavioral health standpoint?
Yeah, so we cover a bunch of different topics. Each month we cover a new topic, and so whether it's healthy communication, or what are some of the risks that we're seeing in clients now, or I keep saying clients, I'm so used to saying clients, teens now, and different ways to navigate those, and have those conversations of the risks that are out there, and being able to offer that support, and just having open communication between the parents, because maybe there are some parents who want to cover a certain thing that they're recently going through with their teen, and so we're able to be flexible and have those open and honest discussions as well.
And a similar last question, similar to the one that I asked Brianna about, in your experience, what are some of the most impactful changes parents have made after going through the program in terms of supporting their teens' mental and emotional well-being? What have you seen, appreciated?
Yeah, so parents can expect, or we can expect to see parents and teens having those healthier communication styles, teens gaining a little more autonomy, and parents learning how to navigate their own emotions by watching their child grow up into this more independent young adult, which can be hard. Um, and so, yeah, just kind of checking in with yourself and with your teen, and just having more confidence within the family unit.
Of course, totally agree. Thank you both for sharing your expertise and for the work you're doing, especially to support our community. The Time for Your Team program sounds like an amazing resource for families. And I'm sure our listeners have gained a lot of from hearing about it today. Anything else you guys would like to add before we finish today's podcast?
I would just like to add the importance of really promoting and encouraging healthy relationships between parents and their young people. And for parents to really feel empowered to take on the role as the primary sex educators and know that our Time for Your Teen program is there to help them every step of the way with becoming that primary sex educator.
And let's also remind everyone that to get more information about this program, you guys can visit our website, www at ppsenfl.org, or send an email to education@ppsenfl.org. Remember, supporting our teens is a community effort, and programs like this one make it possible, actually. Thanks again to Brianna and Emily, and thank you all. Thank you for our listeners for tuning in. Until next time, what can I say? Well, take care and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.